sunny outside today, so I made my artificial like own lighting, and we'll see how this goes. I got some background jazzy music playing. This is gonna be my official YouTube debut about myself, why I got into YouTube, you know, etc.
Fuck is that? Shit!
I go by Tenny. I'm 22 years of age. I was born November 10th, 1997. I am a Scorpio. And I'm gonna try to do this like super bright orange eye look that I did last summer. That's Nigeria. That's where I'm from originally. I went to school. I went to high school and elementary school and grade school and all that. Majority in PG County, Maryland. If y'all know what that is, Pretty Girl County. Hey. I went to undergrad. I completed my undergrad degree in North Carolina at NC State. I was also a D1 varsity volleyball player. I have a video about that. I got my bachelor's degree in nutrition science, and I got a minor in sports medicine. I really like talking about, I like learning about like different body processes and like what that has to do in like a nutritional aspect versus and all that pretty interesting. So I decided to study that. I also, after I got my bachelor's degree, I applied immediately to go to pharmacy school, and that's what I'm currently doing. I'm currently in my second semester of pharmacy school. So why YouTube? I chose to get on YouTube because I like doing makeup, I like expressing myself, and I feel like I have enough personality to like do it for real, but like I think this is just a good like starting point. No, this isn't the first video I ever recorded. I actually posted my first video 3 years ago when I was still in undergrad, and I did this makeup look, and it's still on here, and like it's not bad, it's just not very good. It's gonna be fun. Like I think this will be fun. I think it'll be cute to look back at years later and be like, wow, like I really did that. Like use my platform to discuss points that I want to talk about. It's not really like, it's just for me, like honestly, if you're being real. And I feel like that's what everybody's channel is. Like we just being real about what we find necessary and what we feel like talking about. And like this is, I feel like this is it. Like this is cool for me. I'm gonna talk about some stuff that I wish people would have told me before I started my whole graduate school process. And I'm not saying like people should have told me, but I feel like I should have did more research about it before I started my graduate school process. Because like in hindsight, like would I have wanted to go to school like a year or two after I got my undergrad degree? I don't know, because I never really looked into it. So I'm going to talk about that for a little bit. So I did my application process for pharmacy school starting the summer going to my senior year. And so I started that process. I took the PCAT, which is the pharmacy school entry exam. Did terrible because standardized exams are not my thing. But I mean, I didn't do terrible. I did very average. I did that, and then I applied to pharmacy schools. I want to say I applied to 10 to 12 pharmacy schools. Some were still in North Carolina, a couple were in Maryland, and one was in New York. And it's like a portal. It's called FarmCast, I think, and it's literally the application portal to apply to pharmacy schools. So it's literally like you put in all your information, you put in your transcripts, you put in your PCAT scores, you put in all this information into the website, and it basically sends out your application to the ones that you select. You get a supplemental application with some of the universities that you go to that you also have to pay for. Didn't know. So let's talk about it. So I had to pay for my PCAT entry exam. I had to pay for all the applications for the schools that I wanted to apply to. They were at least $50 to $75. And then you have to pay for the supplemental applications, which is another $25, right? And so you do all this, right? And then you're like, okay, cool, I did all that. Let's wait till these schools get back to me, or a call back from them, and they're like, oh, we're interested in you and we would like to set up an interview day. And your interview day is usually with other pharmacy students. They could do a group interview, they could do individual interviews. It could be about pharmacy, it could be about like your morals and ethics. It all really just depends on the school that you're applying to and what they were looking for and all that stuff. So yeah, so a few of my interviews I went to, like some of them were like group interviews. Like one of them was literally like a room escape type thing, but it was like all pharmacy like questions and stuff, which is pretty cool. It was pretty cool, but I wasn't ready for like the mind games that day. And then yeah, and so like it's just stuff like that. Like I wish I would have researched more about prior to starting my whole application process, but like that's just the whole process. Cool. You do your interview. If they like you, they extend the offer to you for the years to come. If they don't, then you're not going there. You gotta go somewhere else. We're in pharmacy school. My pharmacy school is pretty cool. They have like this thing called Big Sib, Little Sib, which would basically match you with a P2 or a P3 that would basically give you the ins and outs of the school, of pharmacy school. And I was just like, wow, like it was just very overwhelming, especially like the first wave of exams. It was really, really overwhelming because like first of all, the first wave of exams, my first time like in pharmacy school, it was like 6 exams in the span of like, I want to say like 4 or 5 days. It was 6 exams. It was really, really crazy. Like, I was just like, dang, like this is, and they're like, no, like all pharmacy school isn't like this. This was just a really bad time. We didn't do a good job of like trying to space everything out. And I was just like, whew, like, okay, like whatever you say. And so, yeah. And so, but like I wish I would have just did a lot more research, and I think that's just my fault. Like I wish I would have done a lot more research prior to getting into pharmacy school about what pharmacy school would be like. And I feel like a part of me like wanted to do that, but another part of me was just like, I want to have my own experience. Like I don't want to sit here and be like let somebody else's experience discourage me from experiencing my own. So it's just like, oh, like I'm telling myself like, oh, like blah 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 said it was gonna be like this and it's gonna be terrible and all this stuff, like, and I'm just like, no, like I want to have my own experience. Like I'm thankful that like you are telling me this stuff, but it's also, I'm just like, I don't think your experience is my experience, if that makes sense. Like I don't think that fully encapsulates everything that I would go through. So I mean, like, yeah, that's basically it. Like I'm still in pharmacy school now. I'm almost done with my first year, which is crazy. First year becomes your second year becomes your third year becomes your fully on rotations, and it's just like, I didn't really think I would, like, I don't know, like, it's everything slowly but surely, like, making its way through, and then you just grow. And right now I'm really enjoying the space that I'm at. I feel like I made a good group of friends. I feel like I have a strong support system now at the place. And at first when I started it, I was just like, oh, I don't need that. Like, that's not what I'm here for. But after being here, it's just like all these people are sharing the same experiences that I'm going through. So why not make an effort to actually try and make lifelong friends out of it along the way? Because it's just like, I made the friends that I need in undergrad, you know? Like, I don't need all these friends. But it's just like, also, like, these people are also understanding, like, everything that I'm going through. And they're also, like, you know, they have the same teachers. They're having the same exams. Like, why can't I should be able to talk to these people about these things too? Which is something that took me a while to get, probably like 3 or 4 months to get while I was out there. But now that I'm here, I'm just like, wow, like, I really miss my friends from Binghamton, which is crazy. Like, and if y'all are watching, like, y'all know who you are. Like, y'all my homies for real. I really like graduate school more than I like undergrad. Because I'm finally learning stuff that, like, okay, like, don't get me wrong, we still get the classes that we're just like, why are we learning about this? Like, but it needs to be learned. Like, okay. But now it's like I'm fully immersed in what will be applicable. Not everything will be applicable, but like most things will be applicable in my career field. Like, my undergrad degree, like, I knew I was going to pharmacy school, and I was just like, what am I going to do with this? You know what I'm saying? But with this, it's like, wow, I'm really like, I sound like such a geek, but like, I am genuinely like excited to go to school and like genuinely excited to learn. Like,
it's Corona time. Hey, it's Corona time right now.
yes, Corona ruined my plans, as of many people, as I would believe. Type of student that likes to be in class. I like to be in the building. Like, that's like how I study best. I don't study well at home because home has too many distractions. Home has my bed, and home just makes me think that I don't fully have to, like, if I'm home, it means like my day's over. You know what I mean? My plans, as I'm sure I did to many other people, and I'm 150% blown. Like, this weekend was supposed to be epic. I was gonna have a vlog and everything, and look what happened. Craziness. There's nothing I can do about it. This is the situation that we're in. Healthcare professionals are doing the best that they can. Essential workers are doing the best that they can. And like, there's nothing that could be done. Like, I just need to suck it up and deal with it, and it's okay. Like, I mean, it has to be okay. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really okay, but like, it has to be okay. Just try and see what I'm getting out of the situation and try and grow like I can be doing, and focus my hands on talents that I know how to do, and like, yeah, like, something out of this whole Corona situation. I want to be able to look back and be like, wow, during that time I did this, I accomplished this, I was able to stick it through and still get my 4.0. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, by God's grace, because Lord knows, Lord knows.